A few years ago, let me see now, probably 20 years ago now, I was driving down a bayou in Alabama. Long story how this Englishman got there. And my friend Seth Barnes was with me. And he'd flown down from Georgia. We were in the process of helping some friends plant a church near Mobile, Alabama. And we were driving, and Seth said to me, how are you? And I said, I'm fine. So he said, no, I mean, how are you? I said, I told you I'm fine. No, he said, I am asking you, how are you? I said, Seth, I'm fine. What are you trying to say? So then he said to me, well, have you done it yet? So I said, yeah. Kind of an unconvincing yeah. So he said, well, have you really done it? And I said, by what measure, you know? I mean, have I done okay? Have I had a ministry and been married and stayed married? Yeah. But is there something else inside that hasn't come out yet? And I found myself saying to Seth something that I had not said to any other person in 27 years. And the other person that I'd said this to was my wife. And I said, actually, no, I've not done it. What is it? And for the second time in my life, I found words coming out of my mouth. I would like to see at least 100,000 leaders. And it was a reflective, strong, mighty moment, I think in both our lives, actually, because then that was something that was happening before what we call the world race that we all work with started, and that was really one of the reasons we did that, to find leaders, to be able to produce leadership around the world and build communities and build ministries and start businesses. We need leaders, and that's what the Lord had said to me. It's an outrageous number. And I'd said that to the Lord when I first came into ministry, when I was 29 years of age, came out of the corporate world. And the Lord said to me one day, he blindsided me, and he said, what, if you could have anything, what would you want to do for me? And I said, I have no idea where it came from. Out of my mouth came, I'd like 100,000 plus leaders. And of course, I remember when I first said that, I actually reached up and tried to get the words and put them back down in, because I didn't want them to go to heaven, because I knew if they got to heaven, they'd be witnessed. And I whispered it kind of quietly to my wife, and she just looked at me and, you know, like I felt, and she was looking like I felt. And when I said it to Seth driving that vehicle down the bayou, the moment I said it again, I knew, I tried to stop the words again, and it wasn't because I'm fighting God, it just seemed so out of reach. And so my challenge for myself, my challenge for you is, we should all aim to be able to die happy. I don't mean die laughing and being jovial. That might not be a bad idea either, but I mean dying having run your race, having finished the course, having kept the promise, and the deepest parts of your heart, the deepest parts of your soul, where you know God has said some things to you. You may be even still to this day slightly afraid to grab hold of them and bring them about, but you know they're in you. My personal conviction is that we will all be unable to die happy if we haven't at least given that our best shot, even though it might seem outrageous. So my encouragement for you today is, if you've got a really good, trusted friend, ask that question to them and let them ask you that question. Can you die happy? I mean, are you from the very depth of your being, have you kept your promise to yourself? Having heard something, maybe been slightly afraid or very afraid to believe it and then enact it. I'm encouraging you, give it a shot. Give the words mouth. Give them out. Once they get out there, they're witnessed, and then you're accountable. Risk saying what God said to you, and then risk doing it. So otherwise we'll all die. We'll come and go, and nobody will know. And that is not a life well lived. God bless you.